My microphone's on. Make sure. Okay, microphone's on. Volume's up a bit to hear. Okay, mid select on volume. But what is going on, everybody? This is your boy Soldier Crystal Gamer, and welcome to a actual live stream that is very different from any other I have done. This is basically the first one I've ever done, and basically, if you want to join me, you have to look on Twitter and find my recent tweet, unless you are already subscribed or already friends with me, then welcome. And to join in, even if you are on Xbox or PlayStation, and either one, this Minecraft has updated to be cross-platform. But by the title of this episode, you might be wondering what I'm talking about. Basically, I have a friend that barely knew about Kingdom Hearts. Basically, they thought Kingdom Hearts was about just a teen boy that goes to Final Fantasy and Disney worlds and big shoes. But there is actually more to Kingdom Hearts than meets the eye. But basically, I will explain everything from Kingdom Hearts, but basically I will be telling every story from Kingdom Hearts all the way to the newest one of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories. Yeah, there is no full true storyline to Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, but for some reason Tatsuya Nomura, that made the game, actually had somewhat to try to make a storyline for this. And basically, what you're seeing right here is my mob grinder, which is basically it grinds mob items and basically does the XP. Basically, I had only a mob grinder, which basically just gave me all the item drops, but none of the XP. And I'm trying to do a tree farm, a garden farm. So basically, while I'm planting trees and trying to quickly grow them, I get some beehives. So basically, I can take the bees and basically put them in love mode or tame them to come into my beehive, or well, bee nest. Well, it's bee nest that grows on trees, or beehive. It's beehives that grow on trees, and these are the bee nests that I am using to use as they go through my gardens of flowers. And basically, the pollen that comes off of them can quickly grow my crops. And for some reason, I forgot that I needed to plant a new crop of a carrot. But yeah, anybody is willing to join, you are more welcome to join the live stream and play around, do your own thing. I do have a few rules here and there, but it's just basic server rules because I was going to make a server, but I don't have my paycheck yet for this month to do a Realms multiplayer server. But Basically, here's how the story goes. Basically, 2 days ago, I was on Discord, or well, not Discord, I was on Twitter, and a friend that I was following that does some art, I'm not pointing fingers or names or anything. Basically, if I could find the okay, basically 1 day ago, basically yesterday, a friend of mine that I'm following that's an artist says, "So what is Kingdom Hearts about?" Because from an outsider like me, it's just looks like teenagers with big shoes. There's Disney and Final Fantasy characters, and they're all talking in comparable exposition, if I'm pronouncing this right. And basically, people have sent YouTube videos and other things trying to put their personal idea of it. There is a YouTuber that I know that did a good enough summary of the game, but not the full story, from my knowledge, because I haven't watched the full video. But did about a 43-minute summary, but I'm doing a full, huge summary. And basically, I told them I could tell them, but they got to promise not to lose their cool about all the info and everything of that I know. And basically, I could message them or I could do a Discord call. And they said, feel free to DM me on the messages, and I'll do my best to explain the game to them where I can. And basically, I explained all of Kingdom Hearts 1 in about, say here. Excuse me. Basically, I started on Wednesday at 10:18 p.m. I guess today's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. And basically, I took a break at Wednesday 11:09 p.m. Then went back at 11:29 p.m. And basically finished everything yesterday at 12:22 a.m. And basically, I gave them the idea of basically I could do it'd be easier if I voice if I could video clip them everything story by story, but the problem is that there was a problem with Twitter that they have a certain amount of time you can send of a video, which really ticks me off, so I gave them the option of doing a Discord call or a YouTube video for them, just to be kind where I could. But they haven't answered back, and basically I decided to do a YouTube video since I was getting ready to play some Minecraft. Basically just some old childhood stuff. So basically, to put everything for you guys, the timeline of the game goes Kingdom Hearts X Union and Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, which is the first of the timeline. Then Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, then Kingdom Hearts with Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep 0.2, a fragment passage. Then Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, or Re-Chain of Memories with Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Then Kingdom Hearts 2, then Kingdom Hearts Coded or Recoded. Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 3 Reminded, which is basically a year later after Kingdom Hearts 3. and then Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories. But actually, from Kingdom Hearts X Union timeline all the way to Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, I'll do that a bit later for you, my man, of Baba Boya. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Basically, with the timeline of Kingdom Hearts X Union all the way to Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind is the Dark Seekers. Well, thanks, Trace56100. I'm your favorite streamer. Basically, I try to stream whenever I can if I'm not busy with doing schoolwork and college work or doing anything that I could think of when I'm busy. If I'm not busy, basically, I'm trying to do streams for you guys to keep you all happy. That's part of the reason I started making YouTube videos and basically everything else. Basically, the most main reason is for you guys to be happy, which makes me happy that you guys are happy that I do it for you. The Mickey Mouse fan lore. What fan lore? I may do that in another video for you guys because I haven't heard of the Mickey Mouse fan lore. And basically, I will, because this video is all about Kingdom Hearts because a friend requested it. But the fan lore of Mickey Mouse, I will have to do my research on it. Anyway, with Kingdom Hearts X Union, all the way to Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, it's basically the Dark Seeker saga, because basically it talks about this one character named Xehanort, who is basically trying to obtain Kingdom Hearts, unless they added Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, because basically it's while they're on the search for Sora, if you watch the cutscenes. Like, I don't know anything about the Kingdom Hearts fan lore. I'm sorry. I don't know how long the fan lore of the Mickey Mouse fan stuff is, because it could be a long stream for me to do that, because I'm doing Kingdom Hearts right now. Oh, the Baba Booya. Okay. So you want a louder, stern Baba Boy. Okay, I'll do the best I can. Baba Boya. Did good for you. And basically, now back to the Kingdom Hearts. Melody of Memories, it's basically taking the memories of Sora, but it's perspective by Kingdom Hearts 3 and Recoded when Ansem the Wise did his research. So I don't know if that's part of the Dark Seeker saga of it or what not of it. But basically, yeah, all I can say is basically starting with Kingdom Hearts. I'm doing it game per game. I'm not doing it timeline based. I'm doing it based on the game release. But I'll do my best to explain everything to you guys, and I hope you enjoy the video for Kingdom Hearts. If you have time, can you name your top 5 FNAF characters? Take your time. I guess it says, because it just says take Y. Well, my favorite top 5 FNAF characters. Okay, are we doing this basically through FNAF 1 all the way to Custom Nights? Or are we adding Security Breach to it that's being released for the PlayStation 5? Because they haven't said anything about it being for the Xbox yet, of Security Breach, or any other system, only just PlayStation. So are we doing Five Nights at Freddy's 1 all the way to Custom Night, or Five Nights at Freddy's 1 all the way through? Are we doing this by game, or all rounding to nights, or all of them including Security Breach that hasn't been released yet? Everything, even the fan games, or just the main series? Because we got a choice. Because I don't know if you want to add the fan games or just do it based off the main games that Scott Cawthon does, or has done. Or if you're really wanting to add the... Okay, everything. That's including the fan games, I guess, too. Okay, well, basically, top number 5, I would have to say, is basically Foxy the Pirate from the first FNAF game. Top number 4 is Nightmare Marionette from the fan game Final Nights 4, or it's the last Final Nights, where it's basically like the story mode of it. Top number 3, I would say, has to be Mr. Hippo from the Ultimate Custom Nights, because basically his death things, his death screens are basically, they usually make me laugh and everything else. Top number 2, Joey the Rhino. Who's Joey the Rhino? Is that from a fan game or the new Security Breach? But anyway, okay, I said Foxy, Nightmare Marionette from the Final Nights. Jill Mama, you lick. If I could, I'd find you, and I will hunt you down. Would you mama your ass? With so many jokes of your mama. But I don't have the time right now or the patience right now to do it. And calling the police. Bro, it's just a joke. What you go call the police for? For me roasting your hind end? On your mama jokes? And come over, I don't even know where you live. So I'm not gonna push it. And basically, I'm too kind to do anything mean. But anyway, top number 2 of the Five Nights at Freddy's games, I gotta say, has to be Flumpty from One Night Flumpty's 1 and 2, like Golden Flumpty. I'm not threatening your friend. Okay, basically you two are back as jerks, and basically are banned from the whole YouTube. And basically, guys, Lick, why I am banning you and your friend Trace. Basically, I'm trying to be nice here, but you guys are trying to push the limits. I have already had a bad day. I'm trying to be good and give you guys a live stream with what goodness I have left. And the reason, Lick, why you're banned is because you have threatened to call the police on me, and basically, Trace, you have accused me of threatening your friend when basically guys, if you want to join my streams, you have to at least obey the rules of the streaming community. And basically, I am looking at my chat right now. I've seen some things that I do not like it that has been blocked by the YouTube community. Because if some of these things are posted onto my YouTube channel and YouTube has found out about me breaking YouTube community stuff, we have problems, and basically YouTube will ban me for breaking community guidelines. And basically, Lick, if you want me to give you a list of rules for my channel while I'm streaming, I will make a video on it. So I will note that. And Trace, I know you said I'm your favorite streamer, but some of the things you have said would get me banned. Well, guys, Trey, Lick, I'm sorry, okay? I've had a bad day. I've lost my temper too much today. I don't mean to call you guys out on it. What did Trey say? Well, two things that he has said that has been blocked are for me to censor our word, my mic, and I do not have anything to do money takes, because he is asking me to do it and is offering me $3 to do it, but I'm not really wanting any money. If I could and find a way somehow to do a charity live stream or anything, I would. Minecraft helper, please stop saying that word that has been hidden into the thing. Banning you? Exactly who are you, Minecraft helper? Trey, I haven't banned you yet. Like I said, I've been having a bad day. And I really couldn't do anything. Minecraft Helper, aka Trey, I'm I'm sorry for being mean, okay? I've had a bad day, and the way things are, I was just trying to be nice, and you guys were taking it a little too far, and I know I haven't set any rules yet of my streams, which I'll be making a video after this about it, and doing that, and basically, well, I apologize, okay? I'm sorry. I haven't banned you from the stream yet, Trey, or Minecraft Helper, whichever you want me to call you now. Well, Lick, all I can say is that from today, I woke up almost at 3 o'clock p.m. today, or, well, 2 o'clock, somewhere around that. And okay, Frank, unless you want me to call you Filthy Frank as a nickname. Uh, but basically, what has happened today was basically I was trying to enjoy my day, and for some reason, I was having a bad day because for some reason, I have a anger issue with bottling up my anger, and basically I was at my limit and basically burst out my anger, basically trying to vent it out. And but the more and more I talked and the more I opened up, the more and more anger problem I had. And basically I almost took it too far with my anger because my grandmother wanted me to vent, and basically my mood went too far with it and my emotions got all mixed up. How far are we talking? Well, I, if I could say, I was on the verge of my emotions taking over me, wanting to punch a hole in a wall, crying, and basically doing self-harm to myself. That's how far it was. Frank, you beated your girlfriend. That is basically doing battery harm. Where, I know, you beated her. Oh, okay. But, okay, jokes aside from doing that, basically, I was about to punch a hole in a wall. I was going to cry and do self harm to myself because my emotions were taking too much control over me when I vented out my anger. Trying to make me laugh. Well, if you were going to try and make me laugh, basically, it'd be basically trying to make me laugh with real true jokes because I don't really have a sick humor. I have like a meme humor, or dank memes, or basically a try not to laugh uh, meme thing, or anything like that. Basically, things that would try to make me laugh, not basically kind of sick joke laughs. I'm, I'm not trying to be mean here, it's just that's my sense of humor. Like, basically, if you sent me a link in the chat, I would go online and pull it up and look at it and see if it makes me laugh. But basically, I'm not gonna ban you guys, it's just my anger got set off a little. Okay, Lick. Okay, that one is kind of funny because two cannibals eating a clown. One cannibal looks at the other and says, "Does this taste funny to you?" I, that I can understand because it's supposed to be a silly joke. It's not fully dark humor. Like, it's partial dark humor, but it's not full dark humor. Like, I have a certain amount of it. And basically, Frank, where you're telling me to distract myself, I try to play games and basically do things. It's just some of the games I have are basically like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, the new PS5 one. Like, I have some games that push my buttons and some that make me calm. And basically, sometimes when I try everything to help cope with my emotions, it doesn't work fully. For you, you go on drives, write music, or play games. Well, Frank, that's one of my problems. Basically, I can't go on drives because basically I don't have my driver's license yet. I I would love to get it. It's just I put my education first, then do my driver's right license because of some of my problems. And writing music, I don't know how to write music. I don't have that full ability. And playing games, like I just said, some of the games I have are rage inducing games that are problematic, and some games that are peaceful to me. But besides that, guys, where my emotions were going, I'm okay right now. It's just where I was having the bad day, and you guys came along and kind of were were doing your things through the chat, and it was pushing a little. It, it was just setting off my anger again because right now my anger is on a short fuse. Like, basically a 3-second fuse kind of thing. But besides that, let's forget about my anger and everything that was happening and basically say, let's just apologize to each other. I, I know you guys think you don't need to apologize. I'm just saying apologize for the misunderstanding, and me, yeah, I'm going to apologize because basically I'm sorry for setting off on to you guys that I was go banging you from the stuff of my anger and emotions and everything else. Good grief. And basically, where I am trying to do the video, let's go back to where I was talking about, I was talking about Melody of Memories. Excuse me. Because Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, I'm not sure if it's part of the Darkseeker saga, because basically, where Sora disappears through the cutscenes of Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind. Sorry for the spoilers. I'm gonna go late right here, right now. If you don't want spoilers of the games and you want to play it for yourself, basically go on. If you have Xbox, and you don't have any of the games, there is the Kingdom Hearts All-in-One, which gives you 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and Kingdom Hearts 3. And basically, you'll have to buy the DLC of Reminder. If you want to play Kingdom Hearts X Union or Dark Road, which basically. Sorry guys, had to take a pause there because I need to catch my breath and Father needed to ask me something. And basically of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories on that part. And if you want to play Kingdom Hearts X Union or Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, it is free. It's basically a mobile game. But if you want to play Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragment Passage, Kingdom Hearts 3 Dream Drop Distance, Kingdom Hearts 3, they're all basically part of the all-in-one package, which I think is on sale on now for 75%, because it was $100 for the all-in-one package, because it's basically giving you 10 games. Well, actually, 7 games and 3 movies. And basically, the only ones you can't play are Kingdom Hearts X Union, Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, Kingdom Hearts 358/2 Days, and Kingdom Hearts Coded or Recoded. Basically, those games, if I'm correct, Kingdom Hearts X Union, Kingdom Hearts 358/2 Days. God, why did I stay? Why did I stand there out of everything I could have done? And why is everything re-popping back up of my stuff? Hold on. Set the game difficulty to peaceful. Sorry guys, give me 1 sec. I'm having to get all my stuff back since I was looking at the ground of my mob grinder and basically just gave myself a blow up of all things. And basically just pissed myself off by being a complete dumbass and not keeping an eye on shit. Okay, we're on peaceful difficulty. I'm gonna take a pause again where I can and talk. Basically, you get 7 games and 3 movies. The movies are Kingdom Hearts X Union. I think it's back cover. You get Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, or slash 2 days. I called it slash when I was a kid, but everybody now says it's over 2 days. Which basically I've been calling 358 over 2 days nowadays. Basically, you get that Kingdom Hearts Coded and Recoded and Kingdom Hearts X Union, which are movies. But if you want to play the games, basically Kingdom Hearts X Union and Dark Road are basically free mobile games that you can basically purchase and play for yourself. But with Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days and Kingdom Hearts Coded or Recoded, basically it's recoded now since it was updated, and it's the only version out for game systems that I know of right now. I'm not sure about the story of Kingdom Hearts Coded and Recoded. Basically, if you want to play Kingdom Hearts Coded slash Recoded or Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, basically you would need at least a DS or a 2DS, which plays both DS and 3DS games, and at least the cartridges for the games, which I think are about $20 or $30. I can't fully remember. And basically, like I said, with Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and Dark Road, they're free mobile games on mobile. But anyway, there's that. If you want Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, you can get for the PS4 or PS5. I don't know about Xbox One or Xbox X Series yet of their stuff, if it's out. And the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, you'll have to buy. With my version, I got the concert video because due to the pandemic, they basically put it on there. And besides that, I think that marks everything down. And basically, I hope you guys are ready. And I will now without further ado, if I'm not going to be distracted again, without further ado, I will be giving you guys the story of Kingdom Hearts through Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, if from what I know on a basic standpoint of the game. And basically hope you guys enjoy the video of me giving the full summary story. The full story. Sorry, went into a pause there. Of all the Kingdom Hearts games and some of Melody of Memory if I'm fully right on track. Need to remove some right there. So basically, let's start off the Kingdom Hearts Dark Seeker Saga story with Kingdom Hearts 1. And a little backstory of Kingdom Hearts. It was released on March 28th of 2002, the day after I was born. And if you are wanting to play Kingdom Hearts, basically the original was on the PS2. The final mix was on the PS2, of where they upgraded to give it a finer detail. To play Kingdom Hearts 1.5, it's on the PS3. I don't know about the PS4. Or Xbox 360. Well, it wasn't Xbox 360 because basically was basically only PlayStation and Nintendo DS for a few of the games. Basically, if you want to play 1.5 or 2.5, it was on the PS4 or PS5. The story so far, which gives you Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8, you can get on the PS4, PS5, and I think the Xbox One. I don't know about the Xbox X series yet. The all-in-one package, which gives you all the previous three of 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8, it includes Kingdom Hearts 3, which is the all-in-one, which is for the PS4, the PS5, I think the Xbox One too, and I don't know about the Xbox Series X yet, or X Series, Xbox X Series. I don't know how you pronounce it, because I don't know if the Xbox X Series is released yet. Oh my heavens, my cat has gone to hell again. Being a hellraiser. Wonderful. Guess I can hear him running like a maniac in there. Now, basically, Kingdom Hearts is the start of the games, but is Chapter 3.5 Part 1 of the game timeline. And follows Sora, Riku, and Kairi, who are best friends, on one of the worlds called Destiny Island. And on Disney's side, there is King Mickey, Donald the Mage, and Goofy the Soldier, or Warrior, whichever they claimed them as for the games on there. But basically, our story starts with Sora, Riku, and Kairi wanting to leave Destiny Islands to explore the outer worlds, thinking there is more than there is of what they think. While this is happening, Sora dreams at the Station of Awakening and fights the first time his Heartless, and awakens from the dream meeting Kairi, proclaiming that he has been dozing off. But after 2 days of getting prepped and ready to leave Destiny Islands to explore and see if there's a great outer world, at nighttime, Sora finds out that a storm is coming in and remembers about the boat and thinks it wasn't secure and goes to make sure. But in the meantime, Shadow, or basically the beginner Shadow Heartless, appear and try to consume Sora's heart, but were unable to because Sora's heart was pure light, and basically he was chosen to be the Keyblade wielder. And he finds Riku out and about and goes after him and catches up with him on the outer island of Destiny Island. Riku says that the door has been finally opened to the outside worlds, but in fact, he is consumed by darkness and disappears while Sora tries to take his hand. Sora remembers Kairi and goes to find her and finds her in the secret caves with the unknown door, with it open, with her only seeing Sora, as a gust of wind pushes Kairi towards Sora, and he tries to hug her, basically trying to grab her, make sure she doesn't go anywhere, and basically disappears. But actually, let's note that she actually fell asleep due to her heart being made of light, and has gone to the Station of Awakening, I guess is where she disappeared to in Kingdom Hearts 1, while her heart rests inside of Sora, which is important for later on of the story. As Sora falls in the door of the outside worlds, or the unlocked barrier. Dang it. I hate when I try to multitask and forget something. The door to the outside worlds shuts behind Sora after he is pulled in. And is stuck on a little island that is now where he fights his Heartless again, knowing that his dream is actually true. And with the power of the Keyblade, he clashes with his Heartless, and as his Heartless makes some sort of shadow ball, I'm not sure what it's fully called. Basically, he is sucked into it, and basically, Destiny Islands was basically put, or well, consumed by darkness. But on the Disney end of it, Donald goes to greet the king, but basically finds him missing. The only thing that is left is basically only what we know, or I know, was a letter that was left by him. And it stated that he has disappeared. And has set off a mission. Well, the king has went missing and left a note telling Donald that he has left for a mission and asks Donald and Goofy to go find Leon and they will find the key. And basically, Donald goes to find Goofy taking a nap and wakes him up, telling him that they are set on a mission to go find the Keyblade wielder, or basically, as they put it in the game, as the key. And goes to Traverse Town to find Leon and the key wielder. In the meantime, on Sora's end, he has basically woke up in Traverse Town by Pluto and goes to try find Riku and Kairi. Problem is, he only meets Sid and looks around Traverse Town in the first and second district, but is unable to go into the third. I think, from my memory, or does go into the third. And basically goes back to the first, wondering where everybody has now disappeared to, since there was more people, but basically has disappeared. And meets Leon back in the first district. And for Sora to prove that he can be the Keyblade wielder, Leon challenged him to a test of strength. And basically you have the option of basically winning the battle, which gives you experience points, or lose, which you don't gain experience points, but unless they patched that in the final mix, if I remember correctly, which you can only win. But after the clash, Sora passes out and meets Yuffie when he wakes up from his partial dream of thinking that he sees Kairi. And basically, Leon and Yuffie explain. Give me one sec, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Some phone call came in. If you heard it, it was basically the ex-wife song as my ringtone for my father, as a funny joke for him from me. But anyway, back to our story, where Sora woke up thinking he was still on the island and was talking to Kairi, but was actually Yuffie. Basically, Leon and Yuffie told him about the Heartless and that his island was consumed by darkness, I think, or basically, well, Sora says, what happened to my home, my island, Riku, Kairi. And basically is told that his world was consumed by darkness. And while trying to look around Traverse Town, seeing if they ended up there, basically, Sora is encountered with Heartless. And basically fights them while searching. And Donald and Goofy have their own Heartless that they try to fight and try to search for Leon and the Keyblade wielder. Or, well, basically, Sora. And basically, with that, actually, Riku wakes up in Hollow Bastion and meets Maleficent, who is the cause of the Heartless, and tries to use Riku for a plan of taking over the world. While Sora goes on the search to find Riku and Kairi, he goes to District 3. Donald and Goofy comes out of the sky, out of nowhere, and basically plow into Sora, or, well, basically tumble him, or whatever you want to call it. Basically pile on him, and basically say they found the key. And basically, they are encountered by Heartless, and due to that, they are now fighting them and basically encounter Riku, who tries to tell Sora that he knows something, and Sora tries to have Riku join him, but Donald refuses for Riku not to come with Sora and Goofy on their journey to find the king and try to fight Riku and Kairi at the same time. But while Sora and Donald are arguing, Riku disappears again and basically give up. Well, Sora says at least Riku's okay. And Sora, Donald, and Goofy go back to Leon, and Leon explains to them more about the Heartless. And basically, they join forces, basically. In the meantime, while Leon is explaining more about the Heartless to Sora, Donald, and Goofy, Riku is tricked by Maleficent that Sora doesn't need him and has been replaced with Donald and Goofy, and Riku decides to join Maleficent's plan. And And by then, Sora, Donald, and Goofy use a ship called the Gummy Ship and explore worlds and fight Heartless and seal the keyholes of the world and learn more about hearts, friendship, and keynotes of the game that are basically put out through all the games. And after visiting Wonderland, Olympus Coliseum, um, Deep Jungle, and a couple of others, they reach Hollow Bastion, and we meet with Riku again, who steals the power of the Keyblade from Sora and says that his heart is weak and shouldn't be chosen as the Keyblade wielder. As this happens, Donald and Goofy decide to join Riku's side to still complete their mission to find the king. Sora joins up with the Beast from Beauty and the Beast and goes to try to find the people they were looking for. Basically, Sora was looking for Kairi while the Beast was looking for Belle. And after fighting in some Heartless and reopening the front entrance doors to Hollow Bastion, as they enter, the Beast is tricked by a shadow disguised as Belle and gets shut out. Riku tries to destroy or basically kill Sora with the power of darkness, but Goofy and Donald save him and tells them that they choose friendship over mission. And Sora learns that he doesn't need the Keyblade to fight the darkness, because he learns that deep down there's a light that never goes out and that his friends are his power, and regains control of the power of the Keyblade. And fights Riku, who is now possessed by Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, which is basically the Heartless version of Xehanort. And after the clash, they defeat Riku, or, well, Dark Riku. After proceeding through Hollow Bastion, they encounter with Maleficent and finds out her plan to capture the 7 princesses of Pure Hearts and use their power to unlock Kingdom Hearts and use the power to rule the Heartless and take over all of the worlds. But fails, and the 3 meet her again with Dark Riku, who, after Maleficent tries to escape after the first clash, and Dark Riku is the true name of the possessed Riku by Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness. And Dark Riku, it uses his powers of darkness and obtains the power of a new Keyblade, the Key of Heart, which has the 6 princesses of hearts that are captured that are obtained in the Keyblade, and shows its power by unleashing Maleficent's heart, turning her into her dragon form from Sleeping Beauty, and is slain by Sora, Donald, and Goofy. I don't know why I want to say Riku so much. I'm maybe thinking of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, or Chain of Memories, whatever you want to call it, or Dream Drop Distance, and goes after Riku to stop him. But for the reasoning the door is not fully open is that Kairi needs her heart because for some reason she is a princess of pure heart, and that her heart is basically inside Sora's heart, sleeping. And Dark Riku and Sora fight because basically Dark Riku is basically trying to take Kairi's heart while Sora is not allowing it. And Sora wins the fight, leaving Dark Riku unconscious. And basically takes the Key of Hearts, or in some other terms, there are another couple of names for it. Basically, there is a Katakana, Katakana name, which I don't know. There's a Romaji, which is Hita na Kokoro no Kibudo, which I think I'm pronouncing right. I'm not sure. I apologize if I'm not. In Japanese, since its translation of the Kingdom Hearts wiki is claimed as the Keyblade of the human heart. Basically takes it and releases Kairi's heart, and the Keyblade is destroyed and releases the 6 princesses' hearts, and they all obtain their hearts back. But by doing this, basically committing suicide or, well, doing Sudoku to himself, basically he releases his heart as well, and basically falls to darkness and vanishes while Kairi tries to stop him from falling into his sleep of darkness, and basically turns into a Heartless. But in the meantime, Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, tries to take over Riku and tries to still open the door to Kingdom Hearts, but is stopped by Riku, and Riku tells Kairi, Donald, and Goofy to get out of Hollow Bastion while they still can. Therefore, Sora forms into his Heartless self and goes after them. But at the front doors, Kairi, Donald, and Goofy are surrounded by Heartless, but Kairi knows that the Heartless after them is basically Sora, and somehow has the power of awakening and awakens Sora's heart and brings Sora back. And they return to Hollow Bastion. Or, well, not Hollow Bastion, return to Traverse Town. And want to go back after Riku because Kairi and Sora want Riku back. The only problem is Heartless are spreading like wildfire, and that there is no way unless they have a gummy that can give them a shortcut to Hollow Bastion. And by doing so, Kairi gives Sora her lucky charm and tells him to promise and make sure that he'll bring Riku back and make sure to bring back the promised charm, which basically, from Kingdom Hearts, gives you the Oathkeeper Keyblade as a keychain charm. but that is besides the point of the story. And after fighting the Heartless within the door of the to find the door of Kingdom Hearts because of some mishap, basically they find a Heartless within the door, which is actually before, and before they leave, or well, they go back there after getting Kairi out and basically seals the door. No, Sora fights Riku, seals the door, does the Sudoku, turns into a Heartless, turns back to human form because of Kairi with the power of awakening, which she got somehow, which I have no damn idea. And basically, with the shortcut, they end up at the end of Worlds. Well, actually, no. Now that I remember, basically, Sora fights Riku, does the Sudoku, turns into a Heartless. So Kairi turns Sora back to human with the power of awakening, which he got unknowingly. And basically, they return to Hollow Bastion, fight the Heartless within the door, and seals it. But Riku is nowhere to be found, but he's actually at the end of the worlds. It's basically Destiny Islands, but consumed by darkness. And encountered Riku, but it was too late, and Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, has took over. And Sora, Donald, and Goofy clash with him, and he retreats. And basically, Donald and Goofy are blocked by something, and Sora fights his Heartless alone again for the third time. And basically fights Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness again, which he retreats and finds the door to Kingdom Hearts. And basically, Sora, Donald, and Goofy go and try to stop him, and which are faced off by the World Eater, and basically clash with him, destroy that, and Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, tries to open Kingdom Hearts, saying that it's filled with darkness and everything else. And basically, Sora learns that Kingdom Hearts is actually light, and the light of Kingdom Hearts basically vanishes Ansem. And on the earth, and basically they try to close the door, but is unable to. But with the help of Riku on the other side and King Mickey on the other side, basically they shut the door and seal it, and Sora promises to get Riku back by trying to find him and gives the Promise Charm back. And that is the end of Kingdom Hearts. And if you guys give me a minute, I am needing to take a little break to grab something to eat, and I will be right back to start Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories with, well, it will be actually Chain of Memories because Chain of Memories only has the Game Boy version, And basically, when they did Rechain the version, it actually had Riku's side of the story of where he ended up between that and Kingdom Hearts 358/2 days. So basically, I will do Rechain Memories, doing Sora's side first, then Riku's side, and then I will be doing Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Or, well, yeah, over 2 days. And then we'll continue off from there. But I will be right back, guys. Give me one moment and I will talk more. And I'm back, guys. Sorry for the wait. I was trying to get myself all prepped. Why did I hit the pause button when, or well, the share pause button of the thing while I was trying to go for my settings? Got everything back. My my 20 or 21 levels. I can't remember how many levels I had. Went down to 7, which is basically crazy great. Note down talking hysterically. The fuck was that? That sound, I was about to say, hell no. Ooh, crushed red pepper flakes. But basically, I had to go cook me up some dinner and stuff. And basically, guys, the release dates that I'm giving you of the Kingdom Hearts games are all in Japan. I'm not giving American or Canadian or European date release. I'm just giving the basic original release date. Now, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. The release date of Rechain of Memories, the final mixed version of Chain of Memories, was on March 29th, 2007, 2 days after I turned 5. And basically their platforms where the original version was of Rechain of Memories was on the PS2. The 1.5 version was on PS3, and basically so on as Kingdom Hearts. The same thing as Kingdom Hearts 1. But source side of the story of Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. Basically, Sora, Donald, and Goofy are trying to find their way back to Destiny Islands. And found out that Pluto had a letter from the king that showed that they were on the right track. Problem is, during nightfall, Sora sees a guy in a black coat and basically follows him down the path of darkness. Well, there was the road to light and the path to darkness. Sora follows the guy in the black coat, which is actually Marluxia, down the path of darkness, while King Mickey and Riku on their side of the story, when speaking to Ansem the Wise, which was actually shadowed as Diz, took the path to the dawn. Whew. Excuse me. But anyway, the Path of Dawn was basically the middle road that basically didn't have a pathway made of it, just decided to go it that way. But back to Sora, they followed the path to the darkness and ended up at Castle Oblivion. And basically end up trapped in Castle Oblivion, thinking that Kairi is there. And to proceed through the Castle of Oblivion, Marluxia took samples of Sora's memory and made cards of the worlds. And basically, to lose is to find, as to find is to lose, is the meaning that Marluxia gave Sora. The only problem is basically they restart, and as basic characters, basically they know everything, it's just they are basically restart of their powers and everything in Castle Oblivion. And basically to fight their way to the top, basically Sora is alone. He can use the Keyblade, but not fully because you use cards to battle enemies and everything else. Same thing with your magic and your companions. Basically are luck cards that are dropped by the Heartless. And basically you can use in battle. But they don't help you throughout the whole game. Basically it's just choice card if you want to use them. And basically nobody knows each other, but Sora remembers everybody as well as Donald and Goofy. The only problem is their memories are sampled, but the more they interact with each other, the more they remember. And along the way, they meet more of the organization members that are there to try to stop the Keyblade wielder, or well, basically use Naminé's power to erase Sora's memory and make him disappear, so they can complete their mission that's on Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days side. Along the way of trying to stop the organization and battling them, basically they meet a data version of Riku that tries to stop both Sora and Riku from proceeding through their story of the game. At the end, basically, Naminé tells Sora what the organization was planning on doing and what their plan was, and with him and Marluxia tries to stop him. Or, well, basically tries to stop and eliminate Sora, since Naminé won't do it. And basically, since Sora defeats Marluxia and the other organization members, and find out that the organization traitor is actually Axel, who was actually put as the member to eliminate the traitors. He eliminates Zexion and Vexen, who were the actual traitors. And after that, Sora is told by Naminé that to regain his memories and have them piece back together, that he would have to be put in a sleeping chamber of deep sleep. And basically, that's the end of Sora's side of the story. Next is Riku's, but I have to do something real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about the big pause. Had more things than I knew that I was doing. But anyway, as I was trying to explain, we are now on Riku's side of the story. Now, no, while Sora was trying to go up the tower, Riku was going down the tower. With Sora, basically he was going up the tower to try find Kairi, but gets changed to Naminé. And basically, all that I said happened, and basically that. Now, basically, with Riku's side of the story, he's going down the tower. Basically, he wakes up from slumber and a voice telling him that if he wants to defeat the darkness, basically he'll have to do something to get done or to have it happen. And basically what happens is that he is at the top of the tower and basically goes to the same world as Sora, but instead of him gaining or losing any of his memory, he has to face the darkness within him. And basically what happens with that is basically he is left to basically battle the organization, battle his heartless self, or well, data self of his darkness, and basically goes down the tower and finishes off Data Riku while figuring out his story. Faces against Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, who possessed him in the first game, and tries to control him again with the power of darkness. Excuse me. And tries to convince him that he needs the darkness more than he realizes. And after defeating Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, he realizes that he doesn't need the darkness. He does need the darkness, but to help him on his journey, not to help take over things. And he learns to control the darkness within him. And basically, he meets up with King Mickey and meets Diz, aka Ansem the Wise, but hidden. And basically is chosen to choose a path. The road to darkness or the path to light. And Riku says he chooses neither, and that he decides to take the path, aka the road to dawn, thus ending Riku's journey. But in the meantime, he is actually sent on a quest from Ansem and Naminé, which they both tell him that Sora has fallen to a deep slumber, and to wake him up, he needs all his memories. And to gain all his memories back, he needs the organization members, aka Xion and Roxas. And Riku accepts to go on the mission and basically find them and figure out more of what the organization is up to, which is basically actually to find more hearts. Or well, basically find the hearts to unlock Kingdom Hearts, and basically give Xemnas and the 14 other organization members. I didn't let her in. I thought you did, Dave.
No.
I thought you let her in yourself.
Well, I put her out and I was potty.
I didn't let her in. I thought because she went out because you took her out, and basically when you brought her in, you went to the bathroom. Sorry, guys. Uncle got confused and was asking me questions. But anyway, in the midst of doing this, King Mickey and Riku accept the challenge of seeing what the organization is up to, and basically take the robes of the organization and basically dress up as them and find out what the organization members are up to. And Riku and King Mickey take the path to dawn. And so that ends Kingdom Hearts Chain Memories and all. And the little, and plus giving us a little bonus of how Riku and King Mickey joined the organization. Now on to Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Give me 1 sec here, guys. And basically, give me 1 sec here. If my damn thing would work here. There we go. Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days was released on May 30th of 2009. The platform it was played on was the Nintendo DS, but if you wanted to watch the movie version and not play the game, basically it is basically just buying 1.5 for the PS3 and so on like the others. And basically, Kingdom Hearts 358, the command slash if you're talking Minecraft, the divide by if you're talking math, or the slash in the name, 2 days, which actually reads Kingdom Hearts 358 days over 2, which is basically 358 days over 2 organization members. I think. I'm not fully sure. But was released, well, and the Ultimate Hit edition of the re-release in Japan was on March 29th, 2012, basically 2 days after my 10th birthday, as part of the 10th anniversary box, and the game entire cutscene gallery includes the speech box scene, was remastered in high definition with brand new voice acting like a full-length feature for Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix. But basically, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days takes the story of Roxas, Xion, and Axel and their story of the organization. Basically, Roxas is Sora's nobody, and Xion is actually another part of a nobody of Roxas and Sora, basically sharing the memories of Sora, but is a nobody like Roxas. And basically, the members of the organization are out to collect hearts. And basically, Roxas and Axel become friends within the first 14 days of Roxas's appearing. And basically, with excuse me, basically after the 14 days of Roxas joined the organization, Xion comes and joins the organization, thus creating a membership between them two. And the reason why they have 14 members, which is basically Xion was the 14th member, they were trying to collect the hearts to open up Kingdom Hearts, which is actually a heart-shaped like thing in the heart-shaped moon in the sky, which is to give them hearts and purpose of life instead of being nobodies. And basically, where the story leads on that is basically leading up to missions and the story of that Axel and some organization members go to Castle Oblivion to try to stop Sora and Riku on their side. And basically, Roxas, Xion, and the others are still collecting hearts. And basically, due to that, they get closer and closer on their achievement, and is closer and closer to gaining their new hearts of life. And basically, with Xion, she starts having flash memories of Sora's memories, and tries to figure out where she came from out of all of this. And everybody says that she is actually a puppet that the organization made. If Roxas basically left the organization to go on his search to find Sora. And basically later on in the story, Roxas finds out about everything and leaves the organization to find Sora, to put an end to him. And Riku tries to stop Roxas from leaving, and damn this tree. And basically, the only problem is that he runs away from the organization, and the only person of everybody to try to find him is Shion, which on her side of things, she tries to run from the organization and tries to stop them from doing their mission, and finds Namine and Riku and tells Shion that she is nothing. Riku treats Shion and tells her that she is a puppet, which she decides to fight him to prove that she is not a puppet and tries to take back what she wanted out of everything. Well, and meets up with Roxas at the Tower of Twilight Town, which is where Axel, Roxas, and Shion meet up after every mission to share ice cream. And basically tell about their day. And basically, the more and more, the only problem with Shion is that with Xigbar, the second organization member, she looks like Ventus from Birth by Sleep. And when she meets up with Roxas at the Twilight Town Tower, she looks like Sora. It shows Roxas that Shion is finally ending of being a puppet and has played her part. And she tries to defeat Roxas and because that was her main mission of trying to make Roxas whole again by their pinpoints. But Roxas clashes with the forms of Shion, well, basically the different forms of each other, and basically Roxas defeats Shion and starts losing the memory of Shion as well as everybody else. And she informs Roxas to stop Kingdom Hearts. The problem is that when Roxas goes to destroy Kingdom Hearts and have its own life back and share ice cream again with Shion and Axel, Riku stands in the way and tells him that it's impossible to do so, and fights Roxas to get Sora back. The problem is he fails to stop Roxas and decides to release the darkness within him, even if it changed him forever. and has decided to use it, leaving Roxas unconscious and putting him in a data world of Twilight Town that Dis created, thus ending Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Now we go on to Kingdom Hearts 2. With only 7 days left of summer vacation, Roxas, with his friends of Hayner, Pence, and Olette, decide to spend it doing a few things, which are enjoying ice cream on the tower with, like, Axel and Shion, but Roxas has no memory of that, because those memories were plucked out and put into Sora. And basically, Axel tries to stop the data world and remind Roxas of who he was. Problem is, Dis tries to stop him and successed in doing so, even though things don't work as well. And the restoration of Sora was at 98% completion, but to stop Roxas from doing things that were not finished or anything else, basically they paused it, and Roxas decides to go and find Sora and learns that he can use the Keyblade and has memories and remembers of who he is. But tells Sora that his summer vacation was over and joins back with Sora to let him wake up from his slumber of being incomplete from Rechain of Memories all the way to 2, or well, 358 over 2 days, or 358 days over 2, and basically completed Sora again. But actually, Shion's heart was sent back as a replica to, well, basically Shion was made as a replica and is recreated in Kingdom Hearts 3, and as Roxas has his heart put into Sora and falls back to a slumber. Note that during all these games, the hearts of Sora went like this. Basically, with Birth by Sleep, Ven's heart, or Ventus, whichever you want to call him, is the first heart to sleep within Sora. Then it was Kairi, but got back released. And then basically it was Roxas, because he was tricked that he was that he was a nobody, a person without a heart, with all the others being tricked, and that his heart is now sleeping within Sora. Shion was corrupted. Basically, she had no heart, even though she was created. Basically, you will need a heart and a vessel. So basically, her heart went back to Kingdom Hearts. And basically, with all that done, basically it was Sora's heart, Ven's, and Roxas's. But up till Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, well, Kingdom Hearts 3 / Remind, basically, Kairi was eliminated, and basically her heart went back to Sora again. Anyway, I'm gonna have to take a pause from talking about Kingdom Hearts 2 because my mouth is getting a bit dry and I need to catch my breath because rambling on like this is one way to get myself strangled and losing oxygen. So I'll be right back, guys. If I could. Sorry guys for the inconvenience. I was trying to figure out what I was missing in my head of things. And I forgot to inform you guys that with Kingdom Hearts 2, it was on the PlayStation 2 and released on December 22nd of 2005. But if you wanted to play the 2.5, it was on PS3, which it was the Final Mix version of it. The Final Mix original version was on PlayStation 2, but the 2.5 Final Mix version was on PS3, and so on with the 1.5 plus 2.5 and the story so far and the all-in-one. But anyway, Kingdom Hearts 2, where was I on it? If I remember, I was finishing telling about how Roxas found Sora and told him that his summer vacation was over. And basically, after that, Sora has woken up in the real world, not the data version. And basically went to Merlin, or well, not Merlin, Yen Sid. And Yen Sid explained that there was a new threat upon them called the Organization 13. Which there was actually only 12 members because Roxas's heart was in Roxas's heart was in Sora, while Xion's 14th member was gone. And so on and so on. Basically, 15 and 16, which was basically Riku and Mickey, were basically traitors to them that basically left the organization. After, when they met Yen Sid, basically the three fairies from Sleeping Beauty, Sleeping Beauty, because it was with Maleficent, and they were the three fairies that were basically assholes to each other. Basically gave Sora new clothing to protect him through the strengths of the new members. New powers. And he learned a new ability called Charms. Charms were in Kingdom Hearts 1, but they were known as summoning crystals. And in Kingdom Hearts 2, they were known as Charms. And basically, they set on their journey to find Riku and King Mickey again. And along the way, they met the organization members, went to different worlds, and basically there was one keyhole they had to seal that was basically the world keyhole, and then they had to go through the worlds again because of a problem that was most of the worlds, because of the problem that to face off the organization members, they had to go back to the worlds and reseal the keyholes due to an error, and Hollow Bastion and which was the new Traverse Town where Leon, Yuffie, and Aerith and Cid were. And basically with that, they unlocked those worlds, went back to Traverse Town, went to find the world with Hayner, Pencil, and Led to help them, and basically found the data world, but was actually a portal to the organization's world, known as the world that never was, and basically went into the world that never was is castle to face off the organization. Ansem the Wise and King Mickey tried to basically Kairi was kidnapped and held by the organization. And basically since that, Kairi and the darkness within Riku fight to get out of Castle Oblivion, or well, not Castle Oblivion, the castle of the world that never was, and basically Riku gained his normal self back, and they found Kairi, basically, and since that, Riku and Sora and Donald and Goofy went to fight off the evil of the castle and Xemnas, basically the heartless version of Xehanort. And basically they fought the castle and basically defeated Xemnas, and basically was in the Dark World, basically where worlds that has been consumed by darkness are left, put. And basically they find their way home, and basically that's the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. And after that we have Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which our story starts off with 3 Keyblade wielders that 2 are getting ready for the Mark of Mastery exam, while the third one is there to support them through the challenge, which are basically Aqua and Terra that are going through the challenges and facing the Mark of Mastery, while Ven is the one cheering them on. Problem is, there is a darkness out and trying to consume the worlds. And Aqua, Aqua gets the Mark of Mastery, but Terra doesn't because he doesn't control his darkness and basically fails. And basically through the 3 stories you can go with Terra, Aqua, and Ven. But out of all of them, the way you want to play the game is basically do Terra first, then Aqua, then Ven. basically how they want you to play the game. Or is it Terra then Aqua? Either way, it basically you start with Terra's story. With Terra, he goes out and basically tries to learn more of the darkness within him and try to control it while being under the influence of Master Xehanort. And while through the challenges of the world, he finds Vanitas and learns more about Master Xehanort. And back at the castle, or the home of the three Keyblade wielders and Master Ericus and Master Xehanort, and hidden in the castle of Vanitas. Basically, Master Ericus has been tricked that Ventus was the evil one out of Ven and Vanitas, because I'll explain in Ventus's story about Vanitas. But basically, Terra defeats Master Ericus, and Master Ericus becomes one with Terra. And basically, with Birth by Sleep, the game was released on, trying to think here, or trying to remember, on January 9th of 2010. And basically, it was supposed to be played on the PlayStation platform, or, well, not the PlayStation platform, the PlayStation Portable, but you can play it on the 2.5 version of the PS4, or, well, PS3, PS4. And basically, Terra goes and tries to find Master Ericus. Well, not Master Ericus, Master Xehanort. And basically try to defeat him to destroy the evil. Give me one sec, guys. And I found out that you're actually supposed to play as Terra, Ventus, then Aqua, as they wanted to have you play as. But anyway, with the game, in Terra's story of finding Master Xehanort and defeating him, basically, with Master Xehanort, he decides to end himself with this Keyblade and have his heart be captured inside of Terra's due to the darkness that consumed Terra, and became Terranort. But the problem was that the lingering will of Terra was left in his armor and defeated Terranort, or Xehanort that possessed Terra, and basically stopped Xehanort's plan from trying to open Kingdom Hearts and start another Keyblade War. And basically ends that story for Terra. And he wakes up in Hollow Bastion, or I can't remember the name of the world, but it's where Kairi was first born at, or was first at. And Terra wakes up and there, and basically Ansem the Wise takes him in under the name of Xehanort and becomes Ansem's apprentice. And over due time, now we go on to Ven's story. Basically, with Ven, he was brought in by Master Xehanort, and Ericus accepted him as a Keyblade wielder. And basically, his heart was actually split in two with Vanitas from Master Xehanort with his Keyblade. So that the two halves can be split apart and wasn't about love, because Ven was actually supposed to be the wielder of the Keyblade, or the X-Blade, basically the two Keyblades that were combined, and with the sword at the end. But Ventus went on to be a student in training for the Mark of Mastery, while it was over at the Mark of Mastery, Vanitas tells that Terra is leaving to Ventus, and Ventus tries to stop Terra. The problem is that Ventus tries to go after Terra and tries to find him on his journey. And later on, Ventus learns more about Vanitas, and they clash together to try, because Vanitas tries to make Ventus to become one again, because the Keyblade, or X-Blade, I'm just going to say the Keyblade, basically was incomplete, and that Ventus needed to join together again with Vanitas to become one as whole to complete it. But Ventus defeats Vanitas, but loses his heart, and his heart goes to Sora, which sleeps there until Kingdom Hearts 3, which will be told later on. Now, next up is Aqua's story of the game. Basically, with Aqua, she earns the Mark of Mastery. Basically, you sees that Ven goes after Terra, and Master Ericus tells her to go after Ven to stop him from causing any trouble or any harm to himself. Basically, he finds out about what's going on with Terra and Ven, and basically goes through the world, learns her part of the story as well as Terra and Ventus do. And same thing with Sora back in Kingdom Hearts 2. I forgot to add that. And basically with Aqua, she learns that Terra has slain, or well, basically has killed Master Ericus, and she tries to go after Terra, but sees that Ven is trying to defeat Vanitas and tries to stop him, or well, destroy the Keyblade while fighting Xigbar, or basically Ignis, I think is the right name. Xigbar is Ignis. I can't remember the name. But anyway, was possessed by Xehanort as another part. So basically his name was Xigbar because the X of all the organization members that were possessed by Xehanort had an X. If they had the kind of golden yellowish eyes, because they're part Xehanort. But anyway, with Terra, he makes the damage of the eye of Xigbar, or with the power of darkness, and Aqua fights him at the Keyblade Graveyard. That's the world where they all clash each other. Aqua finds Ventus and basically takes his sleeping body to back home and changes it to Castle Oblivion to make sure nobody finds him until Aqua shows back up and brings Terra home. And Aqua finds Terra as Terranort and fights him, and basically where Terra was going into the Dark World, Aqua sacrificed herself to save Terra, and she fell into the Dark World, and basically ended that. Now on to the next game, Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Which was the very first game I ever played until I got 358 over 2 days, and then Kingdom Hearts 2, and I decided, hey, here's 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, 3's coming out, and I pre-ordered it, and I pre-ordered, well, not pre-order, I just purchased Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, because for the PS4, if you get it before New Year's Eve, you get a free theme with it, which looks absolutely cute on my PS4 screen. But anyway, Kingdom Hearts Recoded was released on October 7th of 2010 on the Nintendo DS. Basically, Kingdom Hearts Recoded was a story about Jiminy's journal that only had one entry on it, that was Thank Naminé, which led all the way back to Kingdom Hearts Recoded. The problem is that there was other entries in Jiminy's journal that were actually erased, or, well, what they called in the game corrupted by bugs. These bugs were cubic blocks that were data code of Heartless data that corrupted within Jiminy's journal. and that's why they were called bugs. And since Sora was missing, or well, actually, now that I think of it, they did say that Recoded was before Kingdom Hearts 2, where Sora was laid to rest while Riku went to go get Xion and Roxas. King Mickey went back to Disney Castle because in the beginning of the Kingdom Hearts, well, at the end of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, there's a entry that says thank Naminé. And that's the only entry that was left in Jiminy's journal when Coded and Recoded came out. So basically I got my timeline mixed up a little bit. But anyway, while Sora was still asleep and everything, King Mickey, with the help of Chip and Dale, the technologists of them and their new computer, made a data version of Sora. And Data Sora went through the worlds and everything, destroying the bugs and learning more about him. Well, learning more about the game back like it was Kingdom Hearts 1 and telling its side of the story. And basically, while Sora was debugging everything, Maleficent came back with her new apprentice, which was Pete, and a strange glow that happened in the data made Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Chip and Dale, Pete, and Maleficent go inside the data. But Pete and Maleficent were in the world data where they planted the bugs, while King Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Chip and Dale were in their world of the data. And basically, later on, they find out that Jiminy's journal was actually a data Riku that was Jiminy's journal that was coded like that. Which only that was infected with all the bugs, and while clashing with Data Riku, or Data Dark Riku, that was possessed by the bugs and turned into a Heartless by Maleficent and Pete. Basically, Sora clashed with him and removed the bugs from him, and restored Jiminy's journal. But there was one problem. Sora was left in the world of Castle Oblivion, where he is introduced to an organization member who was unknown. Excuse me. But while going through the data of data worlds in Castle Oblivion, basically was testing Sora if he knew what hurt felt like and if he was ready to carry that hurt with him wherever he went. Which, with the answer Sora gave, Roxas, that was actually the unknown Data Roxas, which was the unknown organization member, told him it wasn't a joke and tried to show him what true hurt felt like. And basically failed. Old Witch showed that Sora fully understood hurt. Basically ended recoded. Or, well, coded and recoded. Which takes us to our next game, which is Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance was released on March 29th of 2012. And the original platform it was put on was the Nintendo 3DS. But if you wanted better graphics, you would have went with the 2.8 game, which was basically for the PS4, or the all-in-one, or, well, actually the story so far, all-in-one game. And basically with 3D Dream Drop Distance, basically Sora and Riku was put on their Mark of the Master Exam, but Yen Sid did it differently, which put them as the test of to unlock the sleeping worlds that were basically asleep. And basically along their way, there was somebody that was stopping them in their tracks by the name of Young Xehanort. And what Young Xehanort was trying to do was capture Sora as another vessel for the true organization was 13 Xehanorts, or people that were possessed as Xehanort. And basically, what happened to Riku, he passed his Mark of Mastery exam, but Sora failed due to being almost falling to the darkness of becoming Xehanort's new vessel, and King Mickey joined Riku to stop that from happening. And on the way, Riku met an unknown person that looked like somebody that was trying to stop him from helping get Sora back. But actually, it was Ven who basically was stopping them due to sorry, a little lack of breath. Who was actually dressed as a Dream Eater and basically helped protect Sora's heart from becoming darkness. Well, and both Riku and Sora learned what it meant to have two different worlds and basically more of what the organization's been up to and planning. On their part. And basically after that, we are introduced to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep 0.2 Fragment Passage, which is actually part of Kingdom Hearts, just a side story of it. And it was released on January 12th of 2017 and released on the PS4. And basically, they didn't make the game separately. Basically, they did Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance for the 3DS, but decided not to do the game separate anymore, and decided to just do 2.8, a Fragment Passage of Kingdom Hearts. Basically made that. And basically, this story introduces back to Aqua as she fell into the dark world. And she tries to find her way back to the real world with the help of Mickey. And along the way, they defeat the Heartless, and we are introduced to a new Heartless, which is called the, if I remember the name right, the Heartless Storm, which is basically the protectors of the dark world. And basically anybody that tried to escape basically was stopped by them. And basically sent back to the dark of the world. Well, back to a part of the dark worlds, are basically transported to another section somewhere else. And basically on their way, they ended up on Destiny Islands and had to face Sora's Heartless along the way, or basically, it's not Sora's Heartless, it was actually Data. Well, in Kingdom Hearts, basically all the Kingdom Hearts games was Dark Side, but the Heartless in Recoded, or well, Coded and Recoded, was known as Sora's Heartless. Basically, which was the main bug that was keeping Jiminy's journal infected with the bugs. And basically, after defeating the dark sides, they make it to the Door of Darkness and see that Riku is there. And basically, he's trying to seal the door when he was possessed by Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, and basically Aqua and King Mickey stopped the Heartless Tornado, or basically the protectors of the Dark World. Bloody hell. And basically release and basically everybody's been saved. Except one problem. Aqua was still in the Dark Realm, while everybody else was in their own world problems. And basically, that was the end of 0.2 Fragment Passage, and led us to Kingdom Hearts X Union and Dark Road. And basically with this story, it tells about all the Keyblade wielders and a few fortune tellers, or foretellers, if that's the pronunciation they have. Give me one sec. Basically, the movie was released on January 12th of 2017 for the PS4 of 2.8. But the mobile game, X Union, was released on September 3rd of 2015. And actually, they have had a few problems. There was a version of the game for the mobile devices called Kingdom Hearts Unchained X, which was the 9th installment of the series in Japan of September 2015. Which Unchained X and Union X are Cross, basically, acts as a sequel for Kingdom Hearts Cross, before diverging and telling a new story set after its events. Which basically went from the change of Kingdom Hearts Unchained Cross, which was the mobile game, was changed to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, which is basically the movie, and basically Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road, which was changed to Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. Well, actually, it was Unchained Cross with the computer game. Wait, because it was PC first. Then it was Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, which was the game for mobile. And then Union Cross Dark Road for the movie. And then Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, which was basically Xehanort's telling of, well, basically young Master Ericus and young Xehanort's telling of the story, which was the sideline. Kingdom Hearts Dark Road explores the origin of the series' antagonist Xehanort and his eventual turn to darkness. While with Kingdom Hearts Cross back cover, which it wasn't Dark Road, it was back cover for the movie version. Basically, it was Kingdom Hearts Unchained Cross when it was on the PC and got took down, and it was changed to mobile and called Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. And then it was Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road, which was a standalone game, which was changed to Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. Well, it was Union Cross Dark Road because it was supposed to be a game for itself, but failed, and was actually just a release for an update for Kingdom Hearts X Union, which was basically its own story of Dark Road. But basically, you yourself is going through Disney Worlds and Final Fantasies as a Keyblade wielder, and it's telling the story of an upcoming, basically with the movie mixed with the game, basically the Master of Masters, which almost sounds like Melody of Music, basically it's telling the story. Joking, I'm not fully sure. Basically, the Master of Masters has 5 unions and that are all equal in their own way. Problem is, one of the union's foretellers is basically a traitor to all the other unions. And basically, the foretellers start arguing, and it is told into the Keyblade wielders, and the Keyblade wielders start fighting each other. Which brings us to the problem of basically the first Keyblade War that broke out. And basically that's the end of that. With Dark Road, already just told you which they were actually the first in the timeline. But then we come up with Kingdom Hearts 3. And basically Kingdom Hearts 3 is basically a Sora trying to learn the power of awakening. And tries to help Mickey and Riku find Aqua, which, told by them, is a terrible idea to do due to the dangers of the Dark Realm. And basically they go on there. Basically, Sora is put with Donald and Goofy to go lock more realms of keyholes. And basically learn more of the organization's plan to, instead of doing the same thing as in Kingdom Hearts 2, that basically they are trying to start another Keyblade War, which in count is the second or third one in the series, because I don't know if then an Aqua story counts as a Keyblade War. Because it was an attempt, but failed. And basically, with Kingdom Hearts 3, basically, everybody meets back at the Keyblade Graveyard, where it all began, with the first Keyblade War. Or Keyblade War. And basically it was the battle of 8 Light and 13 Darknesses. And the clash to make the 13 keys to make the true Keyblade. And Kairi is taken by the organization and basically loses her heart again. And basically, before everybody clashed, there was a big heartless burst and nobody battle. And basically everybody lost their hearts. But Sora broke a nature taboo and basically went and where he went and collected everybody's hearts through death. And with that, they had to clash, and basically Kairi lost her heart. And Sora, Donald, and Goofy fight Master Xehanort at Scarla Atakaya, basically where Union and Dark Road took place at. And basically Master Xehanort almost wins, but with the power of friendship, Sora, Donald, and Goofy basically defeat Master Xehanort, and he hands over the Keyblade. And Kingdom Hearts was, instead of being darkness, turned back to light. And everything was back to normal until some of the story was missing its parts, which released Remind. And with Remind, basically there are 2 parts to it. Basically Remind itself, and then the data Remind. With Remind, basically it's part 1 of the story, and it tells how Sora mostly did some of the things, and basically you get to play as some of the other characters that you may have wanted to play in the original Kingdom Hearts 3 but couldn't, with the 13 Darknesses battle. Well, the 8 Light and 13 Darkness clash. And basically you get to play as everybody trying to defeat the 13 Darknesses of Xehanort. And basically you get to play as King Mickey and Sealed Door. And we'll seal Kingdom Hearts on the Keyblade Graveyard side, while Sora does it on Scarla Atakaya side. And then, basically, still everything turns back to normal, but the problem is that in both cutscenes, Sora is missing. And basically, with the data of Sora, basically was the 13 Darkness is Bell, which you basically Bell, Vanitas, and all the others of 13 clashes again, which Kingdom Hearts 3, I forgot to say. Was released on January 25th of 2019 for the PS4 and Xbox One. And then Remind was on January 23rd of 2020. And it was released for the PS4 and Xbox One. But anyway, back to part 2, the Remind data bell. Which was basically you fighted the data stronger version bells of all the 13 clashes. And after that, you get to face Yuzora. If you lost, basically, you are forever dead. And basically, if you won the battle, basically, Yuzora loses his side of the fight. But basically both end with Yuzora waking up in a car, which is actually basically, I can't remember the main character's name, but the Prince of Final Fantasy 15 that you play. So either you lose and you are in complete death, or you win and basically you get your life back. And basically that ends that tale. But the problem is, no one knows where Sora is still. Which brings us to Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, which was, if I am still correct, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory was released on October 14th, 2020 for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. If you bought it before Christmas, or well, New Year's Eve, you got basically a free bonus poster for your PS4, and I will be right back. Okay, back with Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. Sorry I had to go for a sec. One of my pups were having a problem. Basically with Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, basically with the the end of Kingdom Hearts and the year sleep of Kairi, basically of the memory data being searched through her for Sora. Of that data, basically with her year sleep, basically all Sora's memories was made into a copy of basically all of the games was combined into one rhythm-based game. And basically after you play it part to part, you basically got some of the story being told. I haven't fully played it, so I can't give a full summary of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories. Even though I have the game and have messed with it a little bit, I haven't fully played it, which will be given to a live stream of me playing it whenever I complete. We'll finish up Rechain of Memories to Birth by Sleep. Do the movie for Recoded. Redo Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. And basically 0.2 all over again. Basically, I'll just do a playthrough of it. I'm not going to do a 100% completionist of all the games. I'll just do a playthrough of it where I can. And basically, after 0.2, I'll be doing the movie of Back Cover X. And then I'll be taking my game of Kingdom Hearts 3. And I guess I can maybe pop into the PS5 because I know it can do the backwards compatibility of the disc to the PS4. Basically, I could pop a PS4 disc into my PS5 and basically play it through that. And basically, I hope I can download the DLC content of Remind onto my PS5, where I bought it for the PS4. And basically try to do everything on critical mode if I don't screw up like heck. And basically all I can say is thank you all for joining me on this talk. Well, mostly talk, a little bit of play of Kingdom Hearts and play of Minecraft. But that was my story assumption of Kingdom Hearts of all the games where I could pinpoint. But yeah, basically I'll be playing all the games. My friend that was unsure of Minecraft, I hope this helps accumulate some of the stuff for you. But if you're new to the channel, like the video, hit that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications of when I'm live and when I post videos or notifications. And I hope you like the video again. And basically, I will see you guys on either another Kingdom Hearts live stream or another Last of Us live stream. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.